Welcome back. In this video, we're going to go through quickly setting up the YouTube and Jina API keys. Now, real quick, the YouTube keys you got to have to use some of the flags that we're going to cover in the next video. And then the following video will have some of the command flags that use the Jina features. In this video, we're just going to go ahead and set both of them up quick. Now, the Jina features, the Jina keys, it's already set up and configured to use the Jina features, but you get a higher rate limit if you go into Jina and collect some keys and configure the tool. You won't be rate limited as much. So, and we'll get into that. So, let's get to it. So if we go into Fabric, we'll see that right here I have it configured already, both of these, and Jina came configured, but I added my extra keys to it. We can go ahead and set these things up. So when you go looking for your YouTube keys, you're going to go into Google Developers. It can be a little confusing, maybe not feel like there's such a direct path or easy path to get to your YouTube keys or to create YouTube keys. As long as you already have a Google account, and most of us have a Gmail account and a YouTube account so that you can view videos and save them and all that. If you go to developers.google.com right here, and it brings you to the main screen, and then what you want to do is scroll directly. Once you get onto that main page of developers.google.com, you're going to scroll all the way to the bottom, right to this is the big footer at the bottom of that page. And over in this section at the bottom of the page, over all the way to the right, you'll see Google API console. You're going to want to click this link. Obviously, there's a few ways to get here. This is just a very direct way that I could take screenshots so that I could blur out my YouTube keys and things like that. So then when you click through that link, you'll come, usually it could take you to various pages based on whether you've been logged in already, but you should see something like this. Welcome to the API library. And as you scroll down the page just a little bit, you're going to see this section right here for YouTube. You're going to want to click on the YouTube Data API version 3. And when you click through to that, you'll come to this page, and you can just click, if you see this exact page, you can click through to manage on this manage button, and it'll take you to something like this screen. This will have a bunch of data in it if you have an account that you've been using for a while and been using API keys for various scripts and things that you write. But if you're watching these videos, you're probably a little bit new to the terminal, and so you might not have a whole lot of data here. And so over here, you can obviously get to it various ways, but over in this column, if you go down and select credentials, then it's going to bring up all of your keys and other things, but we're looking for the keys here. And so when you get to the credentials, then you'll see something like this. And so if you create a key and you click on the show the key, this little pop-up window will happen, and your API key will be listed right here, and you can copy it just by selecting it and right-clicking and then copy, or just press this little copy button here. And then when you go back to your terminal and you go to the Fabric setup menu, and you're just going to put in option 13 for the YouTube key to be inserted into the Fabric tool. You'll just you'll copy and you'll paste that YouTube key, which is about this length. It shouldn't be drastically different than this, visually speaking. And you'll paste it right in here and press enter, and then you'll see right here that the YouTube keys are configured. You'll just press enter a couple times to drop out into your terminal. Then YouTube keys are configured for your Fabric tool, and next you want to be able to use the Jina features within the Fabric tool, which you do. I'm pretty sure you can use them straight out of the box a bit or enough, but if you want to have a higher rate limit on requests, using it, which is the -U or the -Q flags. So these two flags right here, if you want to directly scrape, info off a page or run a question, things like that, and you want to have a higher rate limit, less interruption to the feature, then you're going to want to get a Jina API key and insert it into your tool. And so you would just go to jina.ai. You can scroll all the way to the bottom, or if you just click right here, and it takes you down, and you'll see something like this. And it kind of explains it right here. The Fabric tool is probably using something like r.jina.ai to run that feature. This part of the page kind of explains things pretty well. But if you scroll down, anything that you have to enter, because obviously I've already been here, and you'll see your Jina key will be right here. And this is obfuscated for security reasons. You would just press, you can just copy it, or you can select this I button and it will de-obfuscate your key. And if you just need to see it for some, if you want to double check that it's entered into the Fabric tool correctly, this is the location kind of really where you get that. You see right here, this curl sudo command using just jina.ai without any keys. This is most likely, I haven't really dug into it. I didn't see the need to go digging, but this is most likely the command, something like this, that the Fabric tool is using when you run the -u flag and the s.jina.ai when you're running the q flag. That's most likely what's happening. But you see here, this gives you enough info to kind of understand what's going on. If you use your own Jina keys and not this kind of public key or public endpoint, then what you'll see is available tokens. You have 1 million available tokens that you start out with. And you can pay, if you end up using Jina, we really should do one day. I would have to explore everything first, but I remember exploring this very briefly, and Jina has a lot of cool stuff here, especially for the types of AI workflows that we're doing. So I should really explore this and extract or distill the information and features out of the whole jina.ai ecosystem and kind of give you guys the highlights of it. I really should do that. So at any rate, to install your Jina keys, you would just go back into the setup menu, and just like I showed you with some slides, the Jina key is quite a bit longer. After you get your keys from Jina, you would go into the Fabric setup menu, and we'll select option 17 for the Jina service, and then you would just paste your key right in here that you got from Jina and input it, drop back out into the terminal. You will have your YouTube keys, your Jina keys. At that point, aside from any other of the vendors that you want to sign up for, and if you have questions on any of these, or if you're having any problems after watching in previous videos setting up OpenAI keys and setting up Ollama, if you have problems with any of these specific ones, go ahead and drop a request in the comments section, I guess, and I'll look into it. I don't mind if I have to spend a little bit of money and sign up for any given one of these just to show everyone how, because I'll use the credits up with productive endeavors, so it doesn't bother me if I have to do that, so that you see how it's done if for any reason you're confused on something. So that's how you set up the YouTube keys and the Jina keys. Pretty simple. I understand that having a visual walkthrough, it can be a more comfortable way to learn. I totally get it. I sympathize, I empathize with that. So that's the reason I just do a quick little video here to show you guys how to visually what that looks like to set these up and how you navigate online to get to the keys. Not a big deal. We'll be doing the intermediate level flags. You know, there's part 1 and a part 2. Part 1 is mainly the YouTube stuff, the YouTube related stuff, and the part 2 intermediate part 2 is the Jina features, the couple flags that use Jina, and a couple other things, a couple other flags, you know, nothing major. It's more higher level. Even if all these things are very easy, it's when you're getting deeper into using the tool than just using patterns and contexts and sessions. You know, once you start extending your use of the Fabric tool out there, that's why I consider these, they're all very easy flags. Everything, even the advanced level flags, they're very easy to use. It's just why you're using them is a little more in depth, and that's why I categorized them the way that I did. So we'll see you in the next one.